Welcome to Knife Thoughts. This video is going to be a review of this knife, and this is the Civivi Qubit. And now I've actually already done a video on the Qubit, so if you're interested in that, you can check that out also. But Civivi sent this knife along also for review, and I think it's because they know that I really appreciate bright colors like this. And so this is a new color for the Qubit. It's out and available, but it's one that I was really looking forward to. I'm really happy that some companies are doing bright colors like this. You know, certainly Civivi does a lot of different colored knives. I've seen Best Tech and some other companies doing kind of bright colors like this recently, and it's something I'm really happy about because, you know, you can have just like literally just grabbing random knives from my box right now. You can have a lot of black knives and tan knives and green knives. And you know, at some point it's nice to have a little bit of color in your carry. I really appreciate it. It's something that just makes it more enjoyable for me, having different colors, not having it be the same all the time. And that's part of why I got myself a purple Ultratech here from Microtech and a Seafoam Shootout from Benchmade. So I do really like these bright colors, and this pink color is one that goes really well with a lot of other stuff I carry. I really like to carry this kind of green colored Barlow from Sean Yaw. So you can see really goes well with that, I think. And then another nice option to get a color match carry is this Feel Good Jack from Jack Wolf Knives. So I really appreciate having a nice color like this. And just like the Civivi Qubit that I already reviewed, this one is made really, really well. Civivi knows what they're doing. I think everybody knows that at this point. It came drop close smooth like that. It came perfectly centered, easy to flick middle finger on the back, slow roll thumb open or flick with your thumb open, and then of course you can flick it open by pressing the button also. One thing that I didn't mention in my first review is that this can be used as a bottle opener. They actually kind of advertise that on the Amazon page for this, and I believe on their website too. So that's a nice thing. I don't have a lot of use for a bottle opener, but I know a lot of people like having a bottle opener in their carry. So, you know, you'd hook and, you know, pop it open that way. So kind of a cool little feature there. But I think this is just a great little EDC knife. It has a very classic, what I would call a leaf style blade. You could call it a drop point, but it's kind of a leaf style like Spyderco uses. It is ground exceptionally well. I talked about this in my other video a good bit, but these cut just super well. It's pretty thin stock, and even, you know, being thin stock, it is ground to a very, very nice thin edge, thin thickness behind the edge, however you want to say that. So I really appreciate that. On a smaller modern knife like this, I want it to cut well. I often carry larger modern knives, but if I have a smaller knife like this, I want it to really slice well because, you know, it's a smaller knife. You're probably just doing normal EDC tasks, cutting cardboard, opening boxes, things like that. For me, cutting food into baby bite sizes is what I've been using my knives for mostly recently, and it does super well with that. I want to give you a comparison to another knife that I have really enjoyed recently. This is the Sencut Serene. Very similar. It has a flipper also instead of just the thumb stud, but you can see the size comparison there. Also an aluminum handle, different blade steel from Sencut, which is a sister brand of Civivi and WE Knives. But then another size comparison I wanted to give you is to the classic Civivi Elementum, again an EDC classic at this point. Very similar in size. I think that for me, having wider hands, the Qubit handle feels really good because it's a nice simple handle. Because of that shape, you can get a really nice full 4-finger grip. You can even choke up a little bit into that large sharpening choil. I usually don't use that, just use this or a pinch style grip, and you know, super comfortable with the contoured aluminum handles. So you know, very comfortable for being a smaller knife for me. And again, I think it's a great size for EDC for most people. You know, you can get really most of your EDC tasks done with this knife, and you won't need more most of the time. So I think it's a really nice knife already. You know, I had it in red and black, but I really prefer this kind of bubblegum pink. I think it really makes it unique looking, especially if you are someone who wants a smaller knife because you don't want it to be intimidating. Not something I have to worry about. I work in an MMA and jiu-jitsu gym, but I know a lot of people do, and I think if you pull out a knife that looks like this, it's gonna be less intimidating even than a smaller knife or another small knife in black. It just, you know, I don't know, for whatever reason, I think people think of black as tactical and scary and stuff like that. And there's a lot of black knives out there. So it's more recognizable as a knife, I think. Whereas pink, it's, you know, it's pink. It's friendly, it's kind of unassuming. So I really like it. I've really enjoyed carrying and using this one. I have carried and used it a good bit. Easy to carry because it's pretty slim and has this deep carry clip. Just really well made also. No surprise, Civivi does such a great job of the quality of their knives. So consistent. I think that's the word I would use. Just really consistent. So thanks to Civivi for sending this knife along. If you need a nice bright pink knife in your life, I think that the new version of the Qubit is a good option. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, give it a thumbs up, all that. Leave any comments you have. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell and select all so you know when I post new videos. Check out my website, knifethoughts.com, where I post articles on knives like this and knife related topics. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.